Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday or Friday. I don't know when I'm gonna post this. It is Thursday today. Or happy Sunday, or I don't know when you're gonna be listening to this. So whichever day it is, happy that day. Anyways, today I have picked two topics for you guys, and they were just based on some things that I have been talking to some of you, and I figured out that potentially this can be beneficial to somebody as well, or maybe just interesting to hear. I do think that these topics are interesting, so if you find them interesting, let me know, because we're going to be talking more about them. Okay, so the first one is gonna be about our infamous hexes and curses. So guys, just because something bad has happened to you, or because a couple of bad things have happened to you in a row, does not mean you're hexed or cursed. In majority of the cases, it will not mean that, because guess what? Bad things happen to every single person. They're meant to happen to every single person, and sometimes we go through a period of bad luck when we just have a couple of them in a row. It is what it is. So everybody goes through rough periods in their life, even the Kardashians, every single person. And I understand that you're scared and it sounds suspicious. It seems suspicious, sorry, or whatever, but usually it's nothing. Okay, now, while we are on that subject, I want to tell you something about hexes and curses that I think is going to be very helpful for you guys. So, hexes and curses are, energy energy works just like anything else in magic, in any other spell, right? And since they have a specific target, they also will not always work. And they're going to depend on somebody's free will and somebody's mindset and somebody's energy and vibration. Okay? So, to clarify that, do you know how some cancers can be genetic? So, they can be inherited. If somebody in your family had them, you may have the gene to get them as well. However, you can have that gene and it may not get activated in your life. But if, for example, you are going through a rough period where your immunity gets very weak due to stress or poor lifestyle habits, that gene may get activated. Or if there is some kind of virus that you're exposed to, and you actually are exposed to the virus, but your immune system is so good that you don't get infected. But if your immune system is not that great, you will catch the virus. Why am I telling you this? You may wonder, why are we talking about medicine, Svetlana? Are you okay? So, the reason why I'm using this analogy is because I think it's the best way to explain how hexes and curses work as well. So, somebody can hex or curse you, but your mindset may be so good and your vibration so high that even if there is that little seed, you're not gonna catch the hex. Let's put it like that. You're not gonna catch the hex. You're not gonna develop the hex or curse. Okay. So again, the most important thing in the world, in life is your mindset, your vibration. Remember it, always practice it. It's protective as well. It's amazing. Okay, so I hope this helps to everybody who is fearful, because I have some past clients that are very fearful, and anytime something not so good happens to them, they'll be asking me, is this a hex or a curse? And I'll be like, no, it's life. So to protect yourself, get rid of that fear, because if you're going to be afraid of it and you're going to be expecting it all the time, if someone actually is going to hex or curse you, they're going to have a really easy, it's going to be really easy for them. Okay, So enough about that, hopefully. Let's go into our second topic I have prepared for you today. And this is going to be something that I have discussed prior, and I'm discussing again because I just had that conversation with one of you guys today. And I understand this because I have been through this as well. So, if somebody was raised Catholic, in particular Catholic, and they love magic and they do use it, but then there is that underlying programming that's telling them it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's a sin, God will punish you. Or whether somebody still is Catholic, not just raised, but still is, okay? Let's discuss about this. So obviously, somebody's religious beliefs are great, not to bash on that at all, just to get that out of the way. I think that, like I always say, every single religion can be extremely beautiful, and every single religion has some very beautiful parts of it. But everything has good and bad sides, obviously, every religion, and also magic as well, right? Because we do have the black magic, the dark arts, the hexes, the curses that are obviously not good or nice. So, yeah. Um, so, where do I start? Let's just, since we are talking about the Catholic religion. Okay. So, if you're Catholic or were raised Catholic, doesn't matter, you probably are familiar with the Bible, which is the holy book of that religion. And you know that there are two testaments. We have the Old Testament and then we have the New Testament. And if you have read them, you have probably noticed that they are very different, and that there's no real connection. It's kind of confusing. So the New Testament, I like. The New Testament are the teachings of Jesus Christ, the life of Jesus, and teachings of Jesus, which are beautiful for the most part. And okay. And then we have in the New Testament God that really loves people and that sacrifices his only son for us. And then in the Old Testament, we have a completely different God. We have a God that is very revengeful. We have a God that loves to punish humans. We have a God that is easily offended. If you're gonna be choosing some other gods, he's gonna get offended and he's gonna punish people and just murder all of them in a flood, and you know things like that. So what is this about? So the Old Testament is basically a book of Jewish legends, and how the God is portrayed, if you think about it, just use your logic as always, right? Um, when we talk about God, higher being, obviously that being is above us and is always portrayed as unconditional love and understanding. And that is the complete opposite of the Old Testament God, isn't it? So, what I'm trying to say is that God in the Old Testament sounds very much like a human being, with the ego, gets easily offended, gets angry, punishes, is revengeful, all those things. And you can just see that, clearly somebody that's a human being has portrayed the God like that. So keep that in mind. God is unconditional love and understanding. First thing you need to know. Second thing you need to know is that clearly magic is all around us. Magic is very natural, and religions, they have a lot of elements of magic. They pray, they light candles, they have rituals, they have their petitions. So it's a different form of magic, whether they like it or not. Third thing is that you also have to have understanding, because usually when people think about magic, they think about hexes and curses and about bad things, because a lot of people, they don't know much about it, and they don't care to learn either. They just automatically think, okay, magic is just hexes, curses, bad things, and that's why they kind of speak against it. That's one of the reasons. And then the fourth thing that I think is the most important is that, as you know, every religion teaches you to only do good things and to have good intentions. So, as long as you are not harming anybody on purpose and you have good intentions, whichever form you use, for your own development, because, religion, magic, spirituality, it's all meant to make us grow and learn. Whichever form you choose, and you can choose different ones, you can join them together. It's not a rule. There are no rules really. Humans make rules, but, you can choose to practice anything the way you like. As long as you are not harming anybody and you have good intentions, you're good to go, obviously. So keep that in mind, guys. And yeah, I hope this helps. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna end it now because my battery is low. I have a lot more to say on these topics, but yeah. Anyways, talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.